Hello friends. So in the last lecture we had discussed few fluid properties. Today we will discuss few more fluid properties.
So next property is viscosity. Viscosity is defined as the property of fluid which offers resistance to the movement of one layer of fluid over the another layer. जिसका विस्कोसिटी ज्यादा होगा वो जल्दी नहीं बहेगा, है ना। मैं अगर एक फ्लोर लेता हूँ, उसके ऊपर पानी डालता हूँ सेम फोर्स से, तो पानी जितना डिस्टेंस कवर करेगा फ्लोर पे उतना डिस्टेंस ऑयल कवर नहीं करेगा। सो ऑयल का विस्कोसिटी ज्यादा रहेगा एज कंपेयर टू द वाटर। So viscosity is what? Viscosity is the resistance to the flow. It can also be defined as internal resistance offered by a fluid to flow. It is denoted by mu, and it is also known as coefficient of dynamic viscosity or simply viscosity. It is denoted by mu. So what is this mu? Mu is shear stress upon du by dy. So now viscosity we know that जो इंटरनल रेजिस्टेंस है हम उसको विस्कोसिटी कहेंगे। सो विस्कोसिटी विल बी डेफिनेटली विल बी देयर इन फ्लूइड्स ओनली, मतलब सिर्फ लिक्विड में और गैसेस में ये विस्कोसिटी रहेगा, सॉलिड्स में तो नहीं रहेगा ये। सो लिक्विड में विस्कोसिटी किस वजह से रहता है, या फिर व्हाट आर द फैक्टर्स which affect the viscosity in liquids and gases that we are going to see. There are two factors. First one is a cohesion and second one is molecular momentum. Molecular attraction between the same fluid or same substance, or same substance, that is called cohesion. And adhesion means what? Molecular attraction between the two different substance. मतलब लिक्विड लिक्विड वाटर वाटर के दो मॉलिक्यूल्स में जो मॉलिक्यूलर अट्रैक्शन रहेगा हम उसको कोहेजन बोलेंगे। लेकिन वही वाटर अगर मैं कोई फ्लोर पे डालता हूं तो फ्लोर में और वाटर में जो अट्रैक्शन रहेगा दैट इज कॉल्ड अधेशन। वन फैक्टर इज कोहेजन एंड सेकंड वन इज मॉलिक्यूलर मोमेंटम। सो कोहेजन इज द अट्रैक्शन बिटवीन द मॉलिक्यूल ऑफ फ्लूइड। मोर द मॉलिक्यूलर अट्रैक्शन मोर इज द विस्कोसिटी। जितना वो अट्रैक्शन ज्यादा रहेगा बिटवीन द टू मॉलिक्यूल्स उतना ज्यादा विस्कोसिटी रहेगा। मतलब हम इस पर से क्या बोल सकते हैं कि वाटर के जो दो मॉलिक्यूल्स है उसमें जितना अट्रैक्शन है दो मॉलिक्यूल्स के बीच में उससे ज्यादा अट्रैक्शन ऑयल के दो मॉलिक्यूल्स के बीच में, क्योंकि विस्कोसिटी ऑफ द ऑयल इज मोर एज कंपेयर टू द वाटर। कोहेजन जो फैक्टर है दैट इज प्रिडोमिनेंट इन लिक्विड्स। ये लिक्विड के लिए हम कोहेजन को कोहेजन थ्योरी या फिर इसको हम कंसीडर कर सकते हैं। सेकंड फैक्टर इज मॉलिक्यूलर मोमेंटम। मॉलिक्यूलर मोमेंटम मतलब क्या कि जो दो मॉलिक्यूल्स है वो विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू टाइम उसका पोजीशन कंटिन्यूअसली चेंज करते रहते हैं। सो कंसीडर दैट हियर वी हैव टू मॉलिक्यूल्स ए एंड बी। अगर ये सेकंड के लिए ये दोनों मॉलिक्यूल्स यहां पर है तो आफ्टर नेक्स्ट सेकंड ये ए कहीं और रहेगा, बी कहीं और रहेगा, कंटिन्यूअसली इनका पोजीशन चेंज हो रहा है। दैट इज कॉल्ड मॉलिक्यूलर मोमेंटम। सो दिस मॉलिक्यूलर मोमेंटम इज प्रिडोमिनेंट इन गैसेस। सो गैसेस की अगर मुझे विस्कोसिटी डिफाइन करनी है तो मैं मॉलिक्यूलर मोमेंटम से वो डिफाइन करूंगा, और अगर मुझे लिक्विड की डिफाइन करनी है तो मैं कोहेजन फोर्स से उसको डिफाइन करूंगा। नाउ एनी वन ऑफ यू कैन टेल मी if the temperature increases the viscosity of the liquid will increase or decrease. So liquid में viscosity किसकी वजह से है? ये cohesive force की वजह से, cohesion की वजह से। So as the temperature increases the viscosity in the liquid decreases. पतला होते जाएगा ना, ऑयल को हम जैसा गर्म करेंगे वो पतला होते जाएगा। Why this is so? Because जो cohesive force है, जो bonding है दो molecules के बीच में वो weak होते जाएगी। So as the temperature increases the viscosity in the liquid decreases. Okay, and what about the gases?
सर जैसे टेम्परेचर राइज होता है तो जो मॉलिक्यूल्स रहता है और विगरसली मूव करते तो हो सकता है।
करेक्ट करेक्ट, मॉलिक्यूलर मोमेंटम बढ़ते जाएगा। अगर मैं एक चेंबर लेता हूँ उसमें कुछ ऑलरेडी कंसीडर करो कि उसमें कुछ गैस है, अगर उसको हम नीचे से हिट देते तो बिकॉज ऑफ हिट क्या होगा, इनका इंटरनल एनर्जी बढ़ेगा। इंटरनल एनर्जी बढ़ेगा तो इनका वेलोसिटी बढ़ेगा। तो जितना ज्यादा ये मॉलिक्यूलर मोमेंटम रहेगा उतना ज्यादा विस्कोसिटी। So as the temperature increases, the viscosity will also increases in case of gases. So viscosity is inversely proportional to the temperature for a liquid and viscosity is directly proportional to the temperature for gases. So now come to that equation that mu is equal to shear stress upon du by dy. वो कहाँ से आया? Okay, so let's consider that I have two parallel fluid layers. Okay, in which lower layer is moving with the, let's say, velocity u, and upper layer is moving with the velocity u plus du. Both the layer of fluid is at a distance dy apart. So generally भी आप लोगों ने ये देखा होगा या फिर ये ऑब्जर्व किया होगा कि अगर मैं कोई भी फ्लूइड अगर कोई प्लेट के ऊपर डालता हूं तो अगर मैं उसको लेयर बाय लेयर कंसीडर करता हूं तो क्या होगा? अगर ये मेरा प्लेट है, मैंने कोई भी फ्लूइड ऐसे ही रैंडमली इसके ऊपर डाल दिया तो क्या होगा? यहाँ पर बहुत सारी फ्लूइड की लेयर्स रहेगी, एक के ऊपर एक. सो जो सबसे नीचे का लेयर रहेगा विच इज ऑलमोस्ट स्टिकिंग टू द प्लेट, उसका वेलोसिटी सबसे कम रहेगा क्योंकि वहां पर एडहेसिव फोर्स रहेगा, वो रेजिस्ट करेगा फ्लो होने को, वो वाटर को या फिर कोई भी लिक्विड जो मैंने डाला है उसको अपोज करेगा कि आगे नहीं जाना है, राइट. उसके ऊपर का जो लेयर रहेगा उसका वेलोसिटी स्लाइटली ज्यादा रहेगा नीचे लेयर से, नीचे वाले लेयर से. जैसे जैसे हम ऊपर जाएंगे वेलोसिटी बढ़ते जाएगा. सो यहां पर हम क्या कर रहे हैं? हियर वी आर कंसीडरिंग टू लेयर्स. सो व्हाट आई एम एज्यूमिंग, जो नीचे का लेयर है उसका वेलोसिटी u है और जो ऊपर का लेयर है उसका वेलोसिटी ये u से थोड़ा सा ज्यादा है. तो थोड़ा सा ज्यादा मतलब कितना? du ज्यादा है उसमें. एंड द डिस्टेंस बिटवीन दीज टू लेयर इज dy. एनी टू लेयर इज dy. अभी इसमें क्या होगा? The top layer causes a shear stress on an adjacent lower layer. ऊपर का लेयर है ये नीचे के लेयर के ऊपर shear stress डालेगा. दोनों एक दूसरे को अपोज कर रहे हैं. सो इन दोनों के बीच में क्या रहेगा? shear stress. Okay, so the top layer causes shear stress on an adjacent lower layer while the lower layer causes a shear stress on adjacent top layer. This shear stress is proportional to the rate of change of velocity with respect to y, and it is denoted by tau. Shear stress is denoted by tau. So what is shear stress? Shear stress here is directly proportional to the rate of change of velocity with respect to y. Rate of change of velocity with respect to y means what? Shear stress is directly proportional to rate of change of velocity. Change of velocity is du. With respect to the distance means dy. So from this I can say that shear stress is directly proportional to du by dy. अगर मैं ये proportionality sign निकालता हूं तो tau is equal to mu du by dy. So this mu is equal to tau upon du by dy जो हमने इक्वेशन देखा था. Mu equal to tau upon du by dy. So the above equation is called as Newton's equation of viscosity, and the equation shows that shearing stress is directly proportional to the velocity gradient, and it is known as Newton's law of viscosity. So shear stress is directly proportional to du by dy. This is a Newton's law of viscosity, and mu is equal to tau du by dy, or tau is equal to mu du by dy is the Newton's equation of viscosity. Okay, so in the above equation, what is du by dy? I already told it's a velocity gradient. This is also called as the rate of change of deformation, or also I can say that it's a shear rate. Du by dy. Mu is a dynamic viscosity and tau is a shear. So from the above equation, we come to know that viscosity is equal to shear stress upon du by dy. The SI unit for this is Newton second per meter square. Shear stress is Newton per meter square. Okay, and du by dy, du is velocity, change in velocity, so meter per second, and dy is meter. If you solve this, you can come to know that it is Newton second per meter square in SI unit. In CGS unit, it is dyne second per centimeter square. This is also known as poise. 1 dyne is equal to 1 gram centimeter second square. मतलब dying is a very small as compared to this Newton. Conversion 1 poise is equal to 1/10 Newton second per meter square. मतलब ये 1/10 पार्ट है. एक poise बहुत छोटा रहता है as compared to Newton second per meter square. One more viscosity is there, that is known as kinematic viscosity. It is denoted by nu. Kinematic viscosity is the ratio of dynamic viscosity to the density. So what is the actual significance of this kinematic viscosity and the viscosity? और mu और nu के बीच में difference क्या है? Mu tells us the force required to make the fluid flow at certain rate. Mu हमको क्या बताता है? Mu tells us the force needed or required, whereas nu tells us how fast the fluid can flow, and dynamic viscosity tells us the amount of force required to make some liquid to flow. So poise is used for dynamic viscosity. Similarly, for kinematic viscosity, we use stroke. So 1 stroke is equal to 1 into 10 raised to minus 4 meter square per second. Also remember that for dynamic viscosity, we use poise and Newton second per meter square. Whereas for kinematic viscosity, we use meter square per second and stroke. STOK, stroke. So this is about the dynamic viscosity and kinematic viscosity. Next is the types of fluid. Fluid means we know that liquid and the gases, these are the fluid. But there are different types of fluid. For example, milk is also fluid, like water and gases. Milk is also fluid. Our blood is also fluid. Toothpaste which we are using, that is also not a solid, right? That is also fluid. But there is a difference in that type of fluid. Have you seen mud and slurry? So that is also fluid because that is also flowing, but it has a particles. That is also called as a fluid. So how we can classify the fluids, right? So let's say that. So first, we can classify the fluid as an ideal fluid. Now, ideal fluid is the imaginary fluid, a fluid which is incompressible and is having no viscosity, that is known as ideal fluid. Then second one, we have a real fluid. Now, real fluid which possesses the viscosity, that is called as a real fluid, like water. Then next we have a Newtonian fluid. Now from the name itself you can able to understand that Newtonian fluid means the fluid which obeys Newton's law of viscosity. That type of fluid is called as Newtonian fluid. Okay, so a real fluid in which the shear stress is directly proportional to shear strain. For such a fluid, viscosity does not change with the rate of deformation. So in short, the fluid which follows the Newton's law of viscosity, all that fluid is called as Newtonian fluid. So here you can see that. So this is the shear stress, and this we can say that this is the shear strains. So here the graph is linear. Here it is proportional. Shear stress is proportional to the shear strain. So this type of fluid is called as Newtonian fluid. Then we have non-Newtonian fluid. A non-Newtonian fluid is a fluid which does not obey the Newton's law of viscosity. All such kind of fluids are called as non-Newtonian fluid. And the last one is ideal plastic fluid. Here the fluid in which shear stress is more than its yield value, means elastic plus plastic deformation is happening over here. So fluid cannot again come back to its original position. All such kind of fluids are called as ideal plastic fluid. So here you can see that this ideal plastic fluid is not starting from the origin. So here the shear stress is more than this yield stress. So yield value means you know that elastic plus plastic deformation. So here you can see that the fluid has a elastic plus plastic deformation. So such type of fluid is called as ideal plastic fluid. Even though we are classifying the fluids in such a way that it will be very difficult to create the mathematical model for non-Newtonian fluid. Type of non-Newtonian fluid. Many mathematical models describe the non-linear relationship of non-Newtonian fluid. Still, by doing many research, and it will be very difficult to exactly classify the non-Newtonian fluid. Okay, so we have told that the non-Newtonian fluid is the fluid which does not obey the Newton's law of viscosity. But in that also we have variety. we have a number of fluids. So it will be very difficult to create the mathematical model. But no general model can describe the constitutive equation for all kinds of non-Newtonian fluids. Not exactly, but very much nearer to that. Oswald de Valle model has shown the Newtonian and non-Newtonian fluid. Newtonian is just for reference. Basically, it was discussed for non-Newtonian fluid. That equation is also called as power law model. So according to that equation, tau is equal to m modulus du by dy raised to n minus 1 du by dy. With the help of this equation, we can classify the Newtonian and non-Newtonian fluids. So this graph is important. So now in this, tau is shear stress, m is what? M is the flow consistency index, du is change in velocity, dy is the distance between the two layers of the velocity, and n is the flow behavior index into du by dy again. So here the modulus is there, so we don't want this value to be negative. That's why the modulus is there. Now in this equation, if the value of n is equal to 1, if this n is equal to 1 and m is equal to mu, then this model ideally satisfy the Newton's law of viscosity or Newtonian. So when m is equal to mu and n is equal to 1, so if you put the value, then you can easily understand. So tau is equal to m is equal to mu, so I'm writing mu, du by dy, n is 1, so this is 0, anything raised to 0 is equal to 1 only, so this whole term is equal to 1 into du by dy. So mu du by dy, that is equal to tau. So that is Newton's law of viscosity. So when we put this value, the fluid shows the property which obeys the Newton's law of viscosity. So that type of fluid, we can say that it's a Newtonian fluid. When this n is smaller than 1, the model is valid for pseudoplastic fluid such that gelatin, blood and milk. Now you can imagine blood में भी कुछ थोड़े से कुछ solid particles रहते हैं. It's not a pure liquid. Milk में भी थोड़े blood से लेकिन कम, लेकिन वहां पर भी particles है, बहुत minute लेकिन particles है वहां पे. So such type of fluids are classified into the pseudoplastic fluid. When the value is smaller than 1, then you can see that this is a pseudoplastic fluid. So again, it is starting from the origin only. So there is no plastic deformation. When the value n is greater than 1, the model is valid for dilatant fluid such as sugar in water, aqueous suspension of a sand, starch. This type of fluid is called as dilatant fluid. Here also there is no permanent deformation. Now there are some substances which require yield stress for the deformation, that is for the flow to be established, and hence their constitutivity equation do not pass through the origin. Means a permanent deformation is required for such fluid. So that type of fluid is known as Bingham plastic, and such fluids are like toothpaste, sludge, oil paint. So वहां पर क्या हो रहा है, वहां पर plastic deformation हो रहा है. So all these three are non-Newtonian fluid and this is Newtonian fluid. So ये दोनों को एक ही equation explain कर रहा है. That equation is this power law model.
Please like, share and subscribe if you like this video.